Hello fellow Scratchers, and welcome to this Scratch Jr challenge. Yes, apparently this is a thing, where Scratchers forgo the comparative power of Scratch and attempt to recreate the ever-popular Flappy Bird in Scratch's little baby brother, Scratch Jr. And here are a few examples of what I've seen. The question people have been asking is, if Griffpatch used Scratch Jr, could he do any better? Well, challenge accepted. So, Flappy Bird, not the most complex game, and I'm thinking if I can make the graphics look good, then the game will just follow. So what do we have? We've got the sprites on the left, scripts below, the main game stage, and the backdrop at the top perhaps? Yeah, it's a little different to Scratch 3 for sure. The lack of colour choices in the palette is a tiny bit worrying, but let's see how this plays out. Flappy is played portrait, so these guides will help me keep within the game bounds. And then a few more guides for the road, bushes, and clouds. Now, mostly with ovals, let's draw these clouds. And I quite enjoy using that fill tool. Pop, pop, pop. Haha, very cloud-like. I love it. The buildings are going to be a lot more fiddly. Rectangles this time, and from many hours of pain, I learned a neat trick. That shapes, positioned on top of other shapes, can be manipulated as a group. So if I clone stamp the whole rectangle, whoops, not the cloud, there. That makes it so much easier. You've no idea. So the grassy hills. Many more ovals, I guess. Just gotta remember to draw these from back to front. Another lesson learned is that it is really difficult to change the order later on, so get it right first time, or else! Hide the bottom of the hills using a filled rectangle, and then layer on more ovals. And that final rectangle, yeah, this is looking surprisingly good, don't you think? So all this will be static, without any movement, but the floor area down here wants to scroll. Sounds simple enough, how hard can it be? I'll use a new sprite, just like in Scratch, and draw out the floor. We want that nice diagonal stripe pattern across the top, so I'll just have to hand draw those using lines. Only Scratch Jr is doing its darndest to get in the way, joining up the lines where I don't want. Oh man! Grrr! Now it's done something really naughty, filled the outline of the shape behind. I didn't even know you could do that with this tool. Oh well, you can always learn something new from our mistakes. Anyhow, change of plan. I'll use the clone tool. And I'll space them out more.
A few moments later.
Good enough. Just touching them up with some filled rectangle highlights and shadows. Ah, okay, so the sprite costumes are apparently only half the width of the stage. That's unfortunate. I guess I'll need 2 of these sprites to fill the entire floor. But before that, let's make it scroll. Do we have a when green flag click block? Aha, there's the little beauty. What a reassuring sight. And we'll move left. Yep, but wait. What are the units? Is it pixels? Try 20. And smash that green flag. Whoa, I did not see that coming. That is not a Scratch move block. It functions more like a glide block apparently. And it wraps around and stops exactly where it began. Very curious. I need a moment to understand this. Hold on.
Soon after.
Okay, I found a clue. We can turn on a helpful grid view, and this reveals the stage is exactly 20 grid cells wide. The exact amount I happen to pick to move by. Hold on then, that's really restrictive. Scratch has 480 possible X positions, and Scratch Jr is limited to 20? Gosh. Is this game actually going to be possible? Right. I need 2 of these floor sprites to cover the entire width of the screen. Is there a clone block? I wish. We just have to create a new sprite. Luckily, we can choose to copy the costume from a previous instance. Don't ask me why they look blank. That's confused me no end too. Oh what? Something has gone wrong. The costume is way off center and has issues. One nice thing is that we can easily copy code scripts between sprites. Good job too, because we need them. So this one could go on the left, and hold on, the diagonal stripes are reversed? What's going on?
One eternity later.
Okay, so it turns out when you move a sprite to the left or right, it flips to face the direction it moved. There's no way though to turn that off. But not to worry, because both grounds will eventually move the same way, and so they'll be flipped the same direction. I thought I was going mad! Cool, so I need this floor movement to loop forever. No forever loop. Aha! Yes! This looks like the bee's knees. Perfecto! Well, almost. There's a gap. Let me just... Oh, this editor! No stretch. Yes, got it. And I'm thinking this will look great as soon as we add in some filled sidebar blanker sprites to cover up the edges of the screen. Sizing it up. And there! We need another one for the opposite side though. But I'm having trouble getting it into position. Grr, it's because it's flipped after I moved it again. I didn't learn from my mistake. There. This is marvellous. There's nothing wrong with this at all. 10 points for Griffpatch. And it only took a couple of hours to get to this point. Now, to tackle the Flappy Bird themselves. Please don't end up looking cursed. Et voila! Not so shabby, all things considered. So, on the title screen of this game, Flappy wants to just hover up and down a little. At present, they are looking more like a bird torpedo. Problem is, we're limited to these grid squares of movement. I'll try the smallest up and down movement possible. Forever. Yeah, that's janky. We can't move less. But perhaps if we could slow the motion down, is that possible? Aha, what's this? A speed block? Slow, medium, or fast, I presume. Switching to medium, and this is somewhat better. The transition is a tad harsh, but beggars can't be choosers, and I am most pleased with the overall look thus far. Next up, we need to detect user input, clicking to start the game, and to activate a jump. The best I think we can do is have an on-screen button to tap on. For convenience, it can be added as part of the right-hand blanker sprite. Great, so when the button is first pressed, I'm going to switch to a brand new scene to keep our coding as clean as possible. Scratch Jr's scenes are not at all the same as Scratch 3, as no sprites are shared between them, so we have to copy both the scene backdrop and every sprite one at a time from the first scene, like so. Okay, this looks good. Now, to introduce the bane of Flappy Bird's life, those pesky pipes! Something like this. To see if it's the right size. Yeah, not bad, just a small change. And I think we are on to a winner. It'll look great when we shade it in.
1 hour later.
Wow, ridiculously time-consuming and intensely satisfying. Just like Flappy Bird. For the lower tube, I guess I can just rotate. Oh no, not like that. Just copy it, and there. Now, I'm a bit worried about making a mistake adjusting these costumes, so I'll make a new copy now. What? Hold on! What's that mysterious dot? Is it a smudge on my monitor? I can't select it or delete it, and yet, weird of weirdnesses, if I draw around it, I can move it with my square. What? Never mind, I'll sort it later. No! Now the end of my pipe is messed up. For goodness sake, fine. Delete that and clone again. Seriously? This is not rocket science, guys. There, one complete pipe. Complete with cursed pixel, but out of sight, out of mind. Perfect. The pipes will begin over to the right, eventually behind these side panels, and when the flag is clicked, is that right? There's no when scene start option? So I'm guessing we still use the green flag. Now we'll pause for some number, I have no idea what that is, seconds? I don't know. Then repeatedly loop the pipe's movement. A little setup though. I think I want to quickly make sure the pipe is visible, and then at the normal pace, move the pipe across the screen to the left, using this. Oh no! I don't believe it! The costume has flipped again. Why, Scratch Jr? Why would you do this to me? Now I've got to switch the whole pipe around the other way. What a waste of time.
3 hours later.
Okay, so moving 20 grid squares to the left for a complete circuit. You know, all that change of speed was overkill, we can probably do without that. Now that's nice. I'll just up that to 99 repeats, and pop in an extra weight 20 so the same pipes don't show up again too quickly. Now to spice things up, we need more pipes and at different heights. So a new sprite, copied from the latest costume, copy the script's size up and position, but change the initial delay so that the pipe appears a little later on than the first. Finding the best time is a matter of trial and error. And there I have plogged for 17, and that appears to work well. Just going to nudge the costume upwards and that curved pixel. Hey, look at this! Beautiful! Yay! And there's just enough gap to fit in one more pair of pipes, I believe. Obviously, we could go on and on making even more pipes with a longer delay across the board, but for now, this will do fine. So, to get these pipes behind the floor sprites, just hold down on a sprite to bring it to the front. And the sidebars too. Smash the green flag. Yes! Yes! No! Oh, the second floor sprite. This is a pain. To bring it to the front, I'm going to have to move these other things right out of the way. And there we go. Reset everything else back. Careful does it. And look at this! Can you believe this is Scratch Jr? Really? Yeah! Now I'm getting rather excited, but truly the fun is just beginning. We want to activate a jump when the player clicks the jump button. When the right blanker sprite, including the button, is clicked, a broadcast message, now there's no names in Scratch Jr, just colours, so I'll pick a very flappy yellow. Then in the bird sprite, whoa there, hold on, I've made a blunder. I'm coding the game scripts in the first scene. Pants, how did this happen? I thought I'd added the pipes only to the second scene. Okay, so quick fix up, finish copying those missing sprites, add the sidebars, and then reverse the scene order. And we're good as new. The first scene has no pipes, and when the jump button is clicked, we actually just change to scene 2. Game on, dudes! We can see this in action. No pipes are coming in scene 1, click the jump button, and bring it on! We are in the game. Brilliant! I don't like that tacky black line there though. Is that in the backdrop? Be gone, you guideline! So this is it. We must get Flappy Bird jumping. It should be simple, but I'm rather dreading it due to the limited scratch blocks available. We trigger off the yellow jump event, and hold the phone. Do mine eyes deceive me, or does Scratch Jr have a jump block built in? Wow! Initially this looks good, but it could be faster. Yes, much better. But there is a problem. The jump curve is great, but the motion stops abruptly at the same height as it began. We need it to continue downwards. Like this, perhaps? No, perhaps faster. Okay, better, but still not perfect, and as it turns out, using this block leads to a whole world of pain when more jumps are strung together. So what else is possible? How about we build a movement by hand? Fast, upwards by 2 squares. And this still looks too slow to me, but this is the fastest we can set it to. The only thing I can think to do is to try using 2 scripts at once, moving up at the same time. Is that possible? Yes, yes it is! And by only moving 1 block in the second move, the movement starts fast and then slows down a touch, so that is a real neat trick. To finish the jump, we might try pausing just for 1 and then at a medium pace begin back down, before at full pace once more drop right down to the ground. So how does this look? Yeah, now it's not as smooth as the jump block, but it is under our control. Man, I can tell you this game is going to be really tough to play. Ha! It would be game over for me all the time. I wonder if I can improve that jumping script at all. Let's just try a few things. Now without the second jump? Oh no, that is awful. Put that back in. And just confirming the built-in jump isn't better at all? Oh no, really, that really isn't. I'm thinking perhaps I should try removing the weight at the top of the jump arc. And I must put back in that second jump script. Okay, now this is something. Yeah, I think this is it. So before we add the final collision detection and prove just how bad at this game I really am, I'd love to get the bird tilt upwards as they jump. Yes! Oh, magical! Oh, this! This is actually hilarious. This has gone horribly wrong, but I love it. I did worry this might happen because we don't have a way to reset the direction of the bird with each jump action. Scratch Jr can only rotate by, but not point in direction, and if we jump again before the first jump is ended, the rotation is compounded. It's strangely odd, but you know what? I do rather like it. Quirky! If you want to know if I came up with a solution to this problem, then actually I did. We can get around it, but only by having 2 Flappy Bird sprites, each at different angles, that we hide and show as they jump. It works a treat if you really want to get things as close to real as possible. So the final stretch now, collisions. Super easy. When the sprite collides with another, you can't ask what it collided with, so everything except the stage backdrop is a possible collision here. And then we stop all the scripts in the bird sprite. Then we'll use a broadcast message to stop the other sprites too. Red for game over. And do it quickly as we can too. A quick test. Flying straight into a pipe. Good, the bird has stopped. And now we need to stop everything else. Pipes first. When red event is triggered, stop all the scripts. The same for all 3 pipe sprites too. Testing again. Yeah! Oh! I forgot about the ground scrolling. Drop the script into those 2 sprites too. And yes! Now we're in business. Wow, this is so good. I'm sure it's not just me, but I can't help but notice the bird continues moving by 1 frame or more after the collision, and that's a bit of a shame. And try as I might, there does not appear to be a fix for this. I know what I'd do in Scratch 3, but in Scratch Jr, with the timings and movement, our hands are tied. And so, all that's left is to trigger a reset to the starting screen, ready to try the game again. Wait for 3, and then go to the next scene, which I assume will loop us back to scene 1. Let's see. And yes, it surely does. Wow! Guys, so what do you think? This is it! It sure was fun trying to push Scratch Jr.'s boundaries. Some people say that Scratch is not a real programming language, and that it's really limited, but man, just set them to using Scratch Jr. for a day, and when they emerge, they will be ready to embrace Scratch with open arms. Seriously, Scratch 3 is simply fantastic. Still, this game is actually pretty good, and I think I'm starting to get the hang of it, at last. It does make me wonder, just how much further could we take this Flappy Bird game? Do you think it is possible to make a score counter? I mean, we don't have any variables, do we? But I have some ideas that might be fun to try out. One day, perhaps. So if you enjoyed this bit of fun, please do smash the like button now. And subscribe to the channel so as not to miss my next exciting tutorial. Until next time then, have a great week ahead, and scratch on, guys.